All right, we are tracking this breaking news right now. 18-year-old Bronny James, the eldest son of NBA great LeBron James, collapsing on the basketball court during a workout after going into cardiac arrest. And we do have a statement from the James family saying, quote, yesterday while practicing, Bronny James suffered a cardiac arrest. Medical staff was able to treat Bronny and take him to the hospital. He is now in stable condition and no longer in ICU. Well, earlier, NewsNation, Marnie Hughes, she spoke with former NBA player Kenny Anderson about Bronny James. Here's what he had to say.
It was so shocking. Me and my wife was just talking about that, and I was like, wow. You know, to be a father and a mother in a situation where your son just cardiac arrest is really dangerous. It's Hank Gathers many years ago, Reggie Lewis, they died. You know, so it was really challenging for me to just even think about that. So I would say just basketball and all that out the window right now. Just worry about his health.
Yeah, just worry about the health. And we do want to bring in NewsNation medical contributor Dr. Dave Montgomery. He is also a board-certified cardiologist. Dr. Montgomery, it is good to see you. It is a scary situation. We are glad to hear that he is not in the ICU anymore. But help us understand the seriousness and the gravity of this.
Yeah, Natasha, everybody, obviously our thoughts and prayers are with him. Really glad to see that he's recovered. And the reports are that he's out of the intensive care unit, which I can't express enough is a really big step here, because if he indeed suffered a cardiac arrest, we've yet to hear from physicians, but if he did indeed suffer cardiac arrest, he really progressed through the protocols that we would normally do in a cardiac ICU quite quickly to be out of the ICU per the report. So the gravity here is far-reaching. Not only currently are the doctors trying to figure out why this happened to Bronny James and trying to prevent it from occurring in the short term, again, what they really are going to be looking forward to is what is his neurologic status. When the heart stops beating, Natasha, you don't get blood to the brain and other vital organs, and really the health of those organs is really the big question.
Yeah, so help us understand the fact that he's been moved out of the ICU. Does that speak at all to his neurological status at this point, or whether there's any long lasting damage from this?
Yeah, so, that really does depend. I mean, you could still have a little bit of brain injury. It really is about that question, if he has any brain injury at all, to what extent? And you don't necessarily have to be in the ICU to have sustained mild injury, but it is also likely that he didn't sustain much at all. I will tell you as a cardiologist, I am questioning the diagnosis of arrest. And I don't know how they diagnosed it. And a lot of speculation currently right now. Another alternative would be that he did pass out, had a very slow heart rate. So still a lot of questions. And I'd be interested to hear from the physicians there before we get too far afield here with the cardiac arrest and the neurologic damage that he may have sustained.
I appreciate that. And it seems like either way, there was a serious medical event that happened on that court. We know he is 18 years old. He is clearly in shape, the top of his game. This happened during a workout. What do you think could have happened here?
Yeah, so, these are rare, but when they happen, obviously it gets everybody's attention. And the data suggests that this happens in 1 to 100,000, Natasha, athletes. The most common reason for this is a structural problem with the heart, something going on with the heart, whether it's congenital, in other words, he was born with it, or he developed it later, that causes a heart rhythm abnormality to occur. And we were talking about this quite a bit with Damar Hamlin, right? It's a different set of events, but that's the most common, a structural problem. The second one is not a structural problem. The heart structurally is fine, but he has an electrical rhythm problem. Remember, the heart is both a muscle and an electrical organ, and that's the electricity is what causes the heart to beat. So there is where the physicians are really looking to see where the abnormality could have been. What's the most likely abnormality?
Yeah. Okay. We really always appreciate it so much. Dr. Montgomery, thank you so much for being on the show. Appreciate the context and time.
Thanks, Natasha.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.